Welcome to my channel, and I'm here to inspire you, give you crochet advice, and help you along with your next project. If you enjoyed this pattern, please give me a thumbs up or even comment so I can gauge your interest. It helps me to know what to film next. I'm not very formal. Here's today's zinger. 1 stitch, 2 stitches. Man, is that another dog hair? Without further ado, let's begin today's tutorial. Welcome back to the Crochet Credits. So, my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to do the rectangle granny crochet blanket. Jeannie refers to this particular concept as the modern granny. So if I say modern granny, this is exactly the type of stitch work that it is. If you got Bernat Blanket hanging around and you would like to get rid of it, this is a great project in order to speed your way through making a beautiful blanket. So I really do like the gray and the white tones together. It's one of my favorites when it comes to crochet. It gets very neutral. It pretty much goes with a lot of things and I love that. Today I'm going to be using some spare Bernat Blanket yarn that I have kicking around, and I'm just gonna demonstrate how to get this thing started, because once you understand it, it becomes really quite easy. So it's recommending 3 colors. It's the vintage white, the pale gray, and the dark gray, and the information is available right here if you're looking for it. Page number 2 has a crochet diagram. You know it's my favorite, and the crochet diagram is going to be how we're gonna get ourselves started, and then once you begin to understand this pattern, it's just repeating it rounds number 3 and 4, and you will end on a 3rd round so that you have a nice solid ending. You'll need a 8mm size L crochet hook today, and let's demonstrate on how this is done, and once you see how this is done, you may actually get hooked on this particular stitch concept. Let's begin. So the color I'm using today I think may be discontinued, but it's called Cloudy Twist Sky, and it was available at Joann, and we used it for a stitch long, so I just have a partial ball here that I can demonstrate with. So we're going to start by creating a slip knot to begin, and I need you to chain a certain number. So let me just flip the instructions here real quick, and it is chaining of 33. So let's do that. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and go all the way to 33. Maybe back here in just a moment. So once your chain is done, we are going to then circle around the chain. So we're going to go 5th chain from the hook, and you'll put in 3 double crochets. You'll chain 1 and you'll skip 3 chain. In the next chain you'll put 3 double crochets, chain 1, skip 3, and you're gonna do that. So do you see the number of times that it has to be done? You can see that you'll have a corner here, the edge, and so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there will be 6 standalone shell concepts as far as 3 double crochets into the same stitch. So once you understand that, it becomes a lot easier to count just to get yourself started. And then once we're all the way here, we're gonna circle around the chain and just crochet the underside of the chain, and this will complete then the very middle of your blanket. This particular concept is called from the middle, and it's a concept where a granny square can be built out to infinity, and that's called from the middle. Let's begin round row number 1, or round number 1, sorry. So I got you zoomed in nice and close. So I want you to go 5th chain from the hook, so you're gonna count it back. So you're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4 and the 5th one, and turn it over and get the back hump of the chain. It'll look nicer. And when you do that, just hold it so that you can see it, and you're going to put in 3 double crochets into that same stitch. So this is 1, 2 and 3. So this here is not only the corner here, but it's also partial of the edge on the one side. Just remember that. So now you're gonna chain 1 after that's done, and you're gonna skip 3 back on the chain. So you're gonna skip 1, 2 and 3, and I have this turned over so I can see the back hump of the chain, and that's how I do it. So if you prefer not to use the back hump, that's completely up to you. So in the 4th chain away, you're going to apply 3 more double crochet into the same chain, and so that's one of the 6 that you're going to do that will be in between the edging. So once you have that done, chain 1 and then skip the next 3. So 1, 2, 3 and go to the 4th. With this style of yarn, sometimes you can cheat the system, and if you think you got it, then great, and you can fudge it really easily with this really extra fluffy yarn, Bernat Blanket of course. So you're gonna do that. So what I want you to do, you don't need to see me go all the way across this thing, but just keep that same configuration. So chain 1, skip the next 3, 1, 2, 3, go to the 4th, and put in 3 double crochet, and I'm gonna pick you up once the 6 that are in the middle here, the standalones, are done, and then I'll show you how to circle around the other edge, and I'll do that in a few moments from now. So I'm working my way across and I can see that I have 6 standalones on their own. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the very first one, so don't count that as part of the 6. So I have my 3 double crochets in. It's a chain 1. So in the very last chain I need you to apply 3 double crochets first. So we're gonna say 1, 2 and 3. Then you're going to only chain 1. So the corners when there's double crochet will be nice and tight. So in the same chain I need you to apply 3 more double crochet. So this will be the one edge. So 1, 2 and 3. And then to turn the corner again you're gonna chain 1. Sorry, I'm dropping stitches today. So I'll chain 1, and then in the same one again, the same chain, 3 more double crochets. You'll notice that the starting strand is there. Just go right up over top of it to bury it underneath. So we have 1, 2 and 3. Now you're going to chain 1 to start the next grouping of double crochets, and remember there will be 3, and so you'll chain 1, and all you got to do is see these ones here. It's now upside down because you've turned around, so just go into the base of the ones that you see. So just put in 3 double crochets into the base of that one. So 1, 2 and 3. And then chain 1 and then jump to the next base, and I want you to do this all the way to the other side, and I'll pick you up at the end of the rotation of this one as we complete the other side. So just putting in 3 double crochets into the base of the existing ones with a chain 1 that separates it, and I'll meet you back here in just a moment. So I'm coming all the way across. I'm just filling in the bases that you see. There should be 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After the last grouping of 3 just chain 1. So then this is where you'll end up on the edge. So let me bring you back a little closer. So on the edge here, the same base, you're going to put in 3 double crochet to start. So 1, 2 and 3, and then chain 1 to turn, and then in the same base you're only gonna apply 2 double crochet because this chains here is part of that. So you'll only apply 2 double crochet. And if you recall, we went 5th chain from the hook when we started, so that means that there's 4 empty chains, and so you're only gonna connect to the 3rd one up. So 1, 2 and 3, and you can probably count it a lot easier in your own hands. So just go to the 3rd one up that you believe is the 3rd and just slip stitch it, and so the edge should have 3 double crochets this side, and also with that chain that you have plus the 2, there's your 3. So when you finish a round you literally have to end the yarn. So this will be something that you have to do. If you decide that you don't want to do that and you just want to keep going with the same color, all you just got to do is just start with the next round and just chain 1 and single crochet, chain 3, single crochet into the same corner, and continue the color along. But if you do want the color breakdown, just finish it off completely. So to finish it off I just pulled it through, and you'll need a tapestry needle for the best results, especially with Bernat Blanket with the thicker eye of the needle. And I turn it over to the back side, and you're just gonna drag it through the stitch work of the same color. So don't, once you start introducing colors, don't drag it through any other color but the same one, because then it'll be hidden. So that it's dragging it through first time, a slightly different path the second, and finally a 3rd time. This yarn gets stuck within itself, so it should never fall out on you. It's never a guarantee, but yeah. So anyway, I just accidentally pulled it back out. So just make sure that you think it's in good enough, and if you're too lazy with it or you're just not enough, it will pop out and you may upset yourself. So don't be cheap with the concept of making sure that it's in. So turn it back over to the side that you were working on, and we're going to begin with round number 2. So in round number 2, every other round is what I'm about to show you. It's the same color every time as well, so that's what's stable. In the pattern you'll notice that there's 2 rows of this color, so this will appear again next time, and then it will switch to 2 rows of another color in the double crochet element. So that's something that you can keep an eye on. So how I'd like to do it to start a new one, especially with Bernat Blanket, is create a slip knot and go right into the corner space. And I'm gonna show you a technique that is not written. So just go right into the space. This is called a standing double crochet. It looks better, but the other way that they have it written is technically right as well. So in order to do that, just scoop the yarn and pull it, and noticing that I did not pull through the first loop and then yarning over, pulling it through. That's a standing single crochet. So if you don't want to do that, just join it, chain 1, and then do a single crochet, but you'll notice that it doesn't look as perfect. I'm saying that nicely. So what I would like you to do then is chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and in the same corner space another single crochet, and go right up over top of this straggler. Catch it underneath so that you don't have to sew as much. You still may want to throw that through a tapestry needle, just so you know. So now I need you to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3, and then jump to the space between the double crochets and single crochet. So there. So chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then come into the space. So you're going to notice in this particular round, and every time that you do it, there's no extra stitches that are required for a corner. It's always just chain 3 and then single crochet into the next space. So the only thing with the corners is that you have to make sure that there's 2 single crochets in. So it was a single crochet, chain 3, to another single crochet into the corner. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so you're gonna continue around, and I will just keep on moving. So here comes the corner next. So chain 3 to get to the corner, and just use your fingers and apply the stitches. Pull them apart if you have to. So single into the corner first, chain 3, and then single again into the same corner. So the corners will look like that. Now chain 3, and the next corner just happens to be here. So this will get bigger and bigger as you rotate around. So single crochet in, chain 3, single in, and then continue that same idea down the other side. So chain 3 and start going into your spaces. So please do this all the way around. I'll see you at the next side there, and then we'll switch off our colors once again. So as we come around, we're gonna come right into the corner. So single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet in the same corner, and then we're gonna do their final finish here. So you'll chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch it to the first standing single crochet if you did it that way, or to the first single crochet. And now you're gonna want to get rid of this yarn now. If you feel like dragging it up on the back side, there are tutorials like that, but people tend to complain about it because it's so obvious. So you may want to just finish it off, throw it through the tapestry needle, and just drag it back through the work. Let me just demonstrate that quickly because it's only one time that I'll show you. So just throwing it back on the tapestry needle. Again, turn it to the back side, and I always turn it to the back side because you can have imperfection there, and I'm just dragging it through the chain work. So this chain work in future will then be covered by double crochets, so it's really quite forgiving. So you drag it through once, and a slightly different path the next time, and then finally a slightly different path again. Third time is a charm. And then once that's done, you can just trim it safely down to the work. Now the starting strand that you have, you would want to do that as well. I don't think it's in far enough for it not to follow it on you. So just dragging that one also in back and forth, and then just meet me back here in a moment and we'll continue with the next round. So let's begin round number 3. So 3 and 4 is the repeat pattern, and you'll want to end on a round 3. So you'll want to start off with the slip knot on, and you want to come into a corner space. So you're just gonna come right into the corner space and you're gonna attach it, pull things nice and tight, and chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the 3 of those is a double crochet, and then the fourth one is the space. So in the same space I want you to apply 3 more double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and get rid of that, put that behind, and now immediately jump. So you're not putting any spaces in between the grouping of 3 double crochets. So in the next space just put 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3, and then keep on moving. So when you use this in the future, see how they're in groups of 3? You're just gonna put the single crochets in between that group. So it's technically not a chain 1 at all. It's just forcing it into the space, which makes it better. So there's 3 double crochets in that space, and so on. So I'll see you at the first corner, and I'll show you how to turn, and then we'll continue our journey. So coming up to my first corner, you can see it right here, and so you're just gonna immediately put in 3 double crochet, noticing that I did not chain 1 before I started the corner. There's no chain 1s at all in this round. It's only done in the very first one we start. So once you get that done, you're only gonna chain 1 to turn, and then 3 more double crochets into the same corner, and so you get a nice sharp a nice sharp 90-degree turn. So now there's gonna be more spaces before you get to the next corner, so fill in the spaces. In this case it's just 3 double crochet, so each space is 3 double crochet, and the corner happens to be next, and so you'll do the same thing as you just did. So you just 3 double crochet, chain 1, and 3 double crochet. And then continue down the opposite side. So we're going all the way around. So do you see how this color becomes accenting? It's awesome. So each chain 3 space is going to have 3 double crochet, and please do this, and I'll see you at the next edge as we continue our journey. So I'm coming to the next corner here, and it's what you already know, so 3 double crochet first, and just chain 1 to have a sharp turn, and 3 double crochet in the same. So what we're watching for is the beginning when we started. So you have a space here that you'll want to fill in because you're not at the next corner yet. So 3 double crochets there. Now when you started here, you did that chaining of 4. So one of the double crochets is already in. So you're gonna finish it with just 2 double crochet only, and then slip stitch it to the 3rd chain up from it. Just guess it if you don't know. If you can't see it, it's pretty forgiving. And so you'll slip stitch it, you'll fasten this yarn off, and so the 2 colors that it has in the blanket, so this is this is 1 time and 1 time, so the next 2 layers of double crochets will be a different color if you're following the pattern exactly as is. So let's just review then round number 4, which is slightly different from round number 2. Let's begin round number 4. So 3 and 4 is gonna be repeated over and over and over, and you'll finish on a 3rd round, which will be a double crochet round to give you a solid border. So starting off in the corner, just do that standing single crochet like I showed you before. Pull things nice and tight, chain 3, and single crochet into the same one, and there's your first corner. Now you're gonna chain 3, so 1, 2, 3. So what's different about round number 2 is that there was a chain 1 space that we saw. Here we're looking for the groups of 3 and slam in a stitch in between the grouping of 3. This keeps it nice and tight. So chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and look for the next grouping of 3. So you can see the single crochets underneath, they line up perfectly. So 1, 2, 3, and going into the spaces in between. So 1, 2, 3, and so you can see that you would blaze along in this particular project really quite quickly. So you'll notice in the pattern is that the very final round, you'll notice that there's groups of 2s. You can see that, so 2, and the very last one there's just one color on its own, just kind of final, like a finalized perimeter. So you can keep that in mind if you would like to do that too. I remember that these patterns are kind of like recipes, so change what you don't like, you know, add what you prefer. So as you come to the next corner, you can see it, it's a chain 1 here, so single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet to turn that corner, and then continue along. So the edging is gonna get, on this side, is gonna get bigger. So the blanket should measure approximately about 65 inches in the one direction, so keep an eye on that if you wish. You can stop at any point and make it customized for you, and the yarn that has been suggested matches that size. So it's the next corner, so chain 3 and coming in, and so you're just gonna zip your way all the way around, and I'll see you at the end of the round, and make sure that you do the next corner. I will already be past that by the time you come back in a moment. So coming all the way back around, I've just turned my corner, and I'm continuing with the spaces, and so it's just a matter of just the final space being filled in. So this is the final space here, chain 3, and then you're going to just slip stitch it to the beginning standing single crochet, or the single crochet depending on how you executed that, and that will conclude that. You'll get rid of that color and carry on. So technically the next time that you're starting, you'll start off with a different color than what you have here if you want to match the pattern as written. So you'll do 2 rounds of that particular color before returning back here to the regular color, and if you just want to keep it within a 2 color idea, you can. You can make an entire blanket just with the same color if you want to. It's completely up to you. Colors are very subjective, and this would be how you would do this particular concept. So repeats 3 and 4 until you're satisfied, ending on a round number 3, so you have a solid border. And let me just back you out here, and it's a really neat concept, and you can see how much I just did in this short time frame, and you can see that it would be quite a quick blanket. Until next time, it's Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd, as well as my friends at yarnspirations.com. Bye bye.